Hi, here we go. Top 10, the moment you've all been waiting for, the most bestest, goodest books of the week based upon our two humble opinions. I'm Sean,
This is Drew.
and we're here at Comics Elite, secret underground bunker that's not underground nor a secret. And we're here to tell you the most bestest comics of the week based upon our opinions. I base mine more on spec. He bases his solely on story and if he likes it or not,
Yeah.
which is what you're supposed to do, right?
Fair enough.
So a couple things before we start. Barbaric had some pretty cool stuff come out this week. This is like a lines variant for number 2. It feels like it's like a blank stock, and it's just the interior art, which is actually kind of cool. It's not a second print. It's just
like
issue
a coloring
2. No, because the inside is
Glossy. It looks like it's glossy.
It's glossy, yeah.
Weird.
But that's kind of cool. I really liked. I enjoy line art. I really do, and this is really good. So it's really cool.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's their highest selling book ever.
Oh, really?
I think it is. Correct me if I'm wrong out there in the.
They also got a Barbaric number 1, a corner box variant, which is also kind of cool. This is considered the third print of this. You can tell by the barcode on the back. It's a third print. Look up how to read the barcodes, but that's kind of cool. And then there's also a black bag variant. There it is. Let me cover up what nastiness might be on there, but it's the girl getting a tattoo. It's kind of cool. There are some bazoombas on it, but that's the undressed cover. So it's also a line art interior. So I thought that was kind of cool. That's also issue number 2. So yeah, there you go. That's kind of cool. So let's get started. Our top 10 in order.
Let's do it.
Number 10 to 1. Here we go. Don't forget to like the video and comment what like number you are, because you can win all my picks, all my top 10 picks. And if you go to our other video that we just posted, which is our Skippets and Mez, that's a 45-minute video. And if you, because there's a lot of books, and if you comment your like number there, you can win all those titles also, which is like 20 plus comics, right? Okay, so let's get started. Number 1 or number 10.
Number 10.
Sorry. Number 10.
I got Defenders. Number 2.
Okay. Ain't mad at you. I have, it's rare that I've done this. Purely a cover pick. David Nakayama, Green Lantern.
Mr.
I
DNA.
love this cover. It's so cool. Of course, she's way out of proportion. No, girls don't look like this, but that's the point of comics.
Where are her organs, Sean?
I know, right?
Women don't bend like that, Sean.
They're all squished inside there, and I don't care. This is great. This is a great cover. Great use of, she's framed perfectly, and her energy from the power ring. The colors are great. This is a really good cover. And again, DC, it's a cover B. It's a glossy cover. It's a beautiful cover. I highly advise you pick it up. It really pops out on the shelf. Purely a cover pick for me. What you got for Defenders?
Defenders, number 2. Joe Quinones cover right here. I like this. He's a busy guy doing Batman 89, doing covers for this. So once again, this is a mostly fun and wild ride. Besides seeing Doctor Strange being saved like a damsel in distress, like a baby by Galactus' mom, I'm like,
that was weird.
It was very weird.
I didn't like that one scene.
Yes.
And then he was like, hey.
Yeah.
Hey. Yeah.
Odd. Very odd.
Out of place.
But outside of that, it was a fun and wild ride. And I think this is the key, right? Because this is with this prior herald named Zoda.
Yeah, there's some keenness to this.
Yeah, and Galactus' mom too.
There's a few. I think Galactus' mom, her first full may have been in the first one, but there's the herald of the other Galactus. There's the other Galactus from the Galactus' home world of Galactus.
Yeah,
and then at the end, that's a cameo of something.
Yeah, yes, it is, because the end
whatever
of this issue,
that is.
Yeah, the end of this issue, it's like, what is going on?
Yeah,
yeah.
I really like this issue.
Yes.
This is in my top 10, further up.
Yeah,
and man, it's just so good. It introduces this super interconnected other universe, but like a pre-universe.
Yeah, the 2 life cycles ago.
Yeah, it's so cool. I just love it. And Al Ewing has done a fantastic job of making these large. I mean, man, the Marvel Universe is already larger than life, but larger than life for the Marvel Universe characters that are just fascinating. It's a different side of Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
it's so cool.
And I see the Masked Raider. Like, who is
yeah,
this guy?
yeah. And then Silver Surfer's like, I can see Aurora. I know who you are. And it's like, I want to know who he is.
Yeah.
Super cool, man. There's this mystery and an intrigue. It's what a comic should be.
And
it's fresh.
Yes, fresh, hip. It's what the kids are into. Yeah.
I'm totally digging it.
The art in this, it's a combination of Kirby and Ditko.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Really good. It's way higher up on my top 10. So all right. Number 9.
X-Force number 23.
X-Force 23.
Yes.
Go for it.
So I had a lot of
throwing your books at you.
Damn it, not again. I had a lot of fun reading this. I was both shocked and laughing out loud with the opening of this comic. This is how you get someone's attention when it comes to reading a comic. No constant blathering like an Excalibur. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
So the soldiers that the man with the peacock tattoo has made, holy crap, these soldiers are awesome. I loved it.
It's pretty crazy.
And I'm going to say is think DTK from Suicide Squad. Oh, so I'm going to say think along those lines. And what happens to Beast in this, it's disgusting.
It's creepy and weird and awesome.
Yeah. And there's some other stuff coming that's going to be involving Colossus later on. It's getting very interesting. I had a lot of fun in this. It's over the top. You'll probably enjoy this. Recommend.
Yeah, I imagine I liked it, and it just got bumped out of my top 10. So I agree with you 100%. I have Infinite Frontier. I talked about it in the last episode. It's again DC. This should have been made into a major event. This should have been a crossover in 4 to 5 different titles. The heroes that Darkseid has captured are like all A-list amazing heroes that we haven't seen in ages. I was like, is that Power Girl? Like, wow, look at that. And
the JSA, they're back.
Yeah, the way they escape is awesome. Where the Flash winds up is awesome. I'm super excited for what this is leading up to, which is the point they wanted us to get excited about. But I think a lot of readers are going to kind of skip this, which is a shame.
Yeah.
They're so focused on getting the future state, getting us to future state. And I'm not mad at them for that, but this should have been blown up into a much, much bigger event. I feel like it's a waste of such a significant moment in the DC universe. I mean, we have the Darkseid from every single multiverse that's ever been existed has come together into one Darkseid.
Right there on the cover. There he is.
That's got to be the baddest assest Darkseid ever.
I'm sorry. Peacemaker 1 compared to Darkseid, it's no contest. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's just
So it should have been. I loved it. Should have been a bigger event, I think. Okay, next.
Okay. Number 8.
8.
The Ocho. Got Mighty Morphin Power Ranger 76.
Okay, I didn't even read that. I have Toxin, number 1. So my only complaint is the inside felt very cartoonish. I mentioned this in my last video.
Should have been more horrific.
The inside felt very cartoonish. It could, for what was happening and the characters involved, Toxin and Carnage in the Void, right?
Yep.
Should have been a terrifying horror comic. This felt super like kiddish.
Yes.
I mean, okay, I guess if you want a PG-13 it, that's fine, but when
your title is Extreme Carnage, that's what I want.
Yeah,
it's Extreme Carnage. That's what I want.
Extreme Carnage. I mean, they're rated at T+, which I guess is PG-13. Give me a rated R Carnage. I mean, come on, this is Carnage going through all of his offspring, trying to bring them all back into his universe to murder everybody. That's not a little kid thing, right? So anyway, speaking of little kid thing, go ahead with your Power Rangers.
This is not a little kid thing. Granted, I did watch the series when I was a kid, but this is so awesome.
Okay. Convince me.
Mighty Morphin Power Ranger 76. We get the origin of Lord Zed, the big guy who has like no skin.
Okay.
We get his origin. We see how he's tied to Zordon and how they pretty much all come from the same race.
Okay.
It is awesome. It finally makes sense after all these decades why he's a bad guy. What's going on? It's like, okay, we get the answer.
Who's writing this?
Ryan Parrott.
Okay.
Yeah, he's doing a great job with this. He's doing a full Chris Claremont on this, building this universe, setting up these little subplots along the way. It is fantastic. And the Power Rangers get help from the Supreme Guardian, who's in the same race as Lord Zed. And he has his own band of Rangers to make a plan to rescue another character. But is she really captured? What is Billy the Blue Ranger working on? Or former Blue Ranger working on? I don't know. It's all leading to a massive confrontation in the next few issues. I had a lot of fun reading this. Strong recommend. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Okay. I don't give a shit about Power Rangers, so I have to believe you on that one. All right. Number 7. Okay. 7.
Amazing Steve Spiderman, 73.
All right. Well, we're both going to disagree on both these.
Yes, we are.
So, man, you tore this to pieces.
Yes, I did.
I don't know why you tore it to pieces. So this is Batman
number
$4.99.
Nothing happened.
This is Batman 112. I'm going to revisit this real quick because I don't think it was as terrible as you say it was. I liked it. Yeah, Batman is crazy.
Still rehashing everything from Fear State Alpha.
Okay. Oh yeah. Peacemaker is out of it. This is kind of an intro, I guess, to some characters, and then but we get Peacemaker. I can't say words tonight. Peacemaker. Peacekeeper.
Well, what doesn't help is that we had a Peacemaker in Suicide Squad. We have a Peacekeeper.
Now we have Peacekeeper X. So there's a new peace person. And then Clown Hunter has a little story at the end. I liked it. I thought the art was really good. I like that the story is not being rushed. So I know you feel like it's a nothing happened issue.
Yes.
Whereas I'm kind of on the other side of that. And I feel like I'm glad that they're taking time to show us what's happening to the characters, how this fear state is really taking hold. I like that. I do. I enjoyed it. So we have to agree to disagree on this one.
Yes, we will.
Just like we're going to probably on Spider-Man.
Yeah, I'm going to say it's Holy Santa Claus shit from this one. We go from almost 2 months of nothing happening to a virtual shotgun blast to the face of plot progression.
Yeah.
And a lot of retconning. There is a lot of retconning in this.
Yeah.
So you remember those 2 kids that Norman Osborn allegedly had with Gwen?
If you don't worry, because I didn't.
So apparently,
I didn't remember that either.
Well, apparently they're a certain person that's been may or may not have been pulling the strings of this whole thing. And I love the interior art, and I cannot wait for the next issue. This was shocking all the way through. I had a lot of fun, and I want to get more Mephisto and Doctor Strange playing the slots.
Yeah, they keep showing every the last 2 pages are those 2 in every issue.
Yeah,
I just wish they would explain what's going on. I can't wait for the next issue so I can see what's actually going on.
Harry never. Oh, can we talk?
Well,
can we
no,
talk?
don't spoil it yet.
Okay.
But Harry never did this, but this person was really that, and that was really this, and this Kindred really this person that we think it's really is. Now it makes no sense to me.
Yeah, but I get it.
Well, you explain it to me later then, because
Okay.
I was just lost, super lost. All right, where are we at? 6.
I got Savage Avengers 24.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one. I have Last Book You'll Ever Read. So, see, I knew that I read number 1. This must be the second print.
Yes.
Okay, so welcome to comics, Sean. I read The Last Book You'll Ever Read. I must have missed this when it came out. Kyle must have sat in for me for a video.
Yeah, you weren't here for that.
Well, I just read issue number 1, second print, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic. Now I'll go and read issue 2, which came out this week also. I thought it was great. The black bag cover. Whoa. Yeah, it's a full frontal going on there. And it's not it's gory full frontal. Yeah. She's reading a book in the buff. It's pretty good.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And it's reminding me of Raining Blood Slayer album. Just the title, she's covered in blood.
Ooh.
Kneeling down naked reading a comic or her book that she wrote. Anyway, I really liked it. I thought it was really cool. I'm excited about issue 2, which I didn't realize came out this week until last video. And I will now read that. And hopefully I like it as much as I like this one. Drew didn't like it at all. I liked it, this one, and hopefully I like the next one. So the second print is just as good as the first print. that I didn't read. Okay, go with Savage Avengers.
Savage Avengers 24. I'm glad when we were downstairs, like I was all done. Then you said, like, "Hey, you might want to read these too." I'm like, "Oh yeah," because in Savage Avengers, I've been avoiding it like the plague.
Yeah.
Ever since the one issue had Spider-Man webbing up Conan's butt, I'm like, I'm done.
Yeah.
I am out of this. But Jerry Duggan, he must have had a come to Jesus moment because this issue is freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's really good.
Loved it. All I'm gonna say is in this, it's the end of everyone. Kulan Gath wins.
Yes.
Or does he? This is so flipping violent and badass. I don't want to
dark.
I loved it.
It's dark. It's basically
yes.
I love the story.
Yes.
It's higher up in my
Yeah.
it's coming for me.
Yeah.
It's so good. I just I was reading this issue going like, did this really happen?
Yes.
And I was waiting for any moment for them to pull the rug off underneath us and say, oh, this didn't really happen. Here's what really happened. It's just somebody got
heads on pikes in this issue.
Tons of them.
I loved it. Oh my god, that could have been a variant cover. It could have been a black bag cover or something.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. And I don't really remember. So I've been reading Savage Avengers, but they've been very forgettable.
Yes,
because it's a lot of just, oh, look what happened, and then, oh, really,
Conan,
like
that Spider-Man.
Yeah, but this, and you don't have to really read the rest of them.
No, you don't.
You don't. You literally haven't read any.
No, I haven't. No.
This you can pick it up, and the bad guy wins.
Yes.
And he really wins.
Yes, he does.
He really, really wins. And there's one more hero standing. Not going to say who it is or how it happens, but it's believable. It's awesome. Yes. I cannot wait to read the next one of this. So thank you.
Jerry Duggan, you have totally redeemed yourself.
Totally redeemed yourself.
Yes. Loved it.
Yeah. Okay. Next one.
It's 5? Number 5? Yeah, number 5. Yeah. I got Suicide Squad Anal 2021.
Okay, that's coming up for me too. I have House on the Lake number 4. This is not disappointing. I was very worried that this would slow down. I was really worried it would slow down because it's a story about a bunch of people on a house on a lake. It hasn't slowed down. This issue is really, really good. It's probably the best issue of the whole series so far. I mean, we're 4 in, but it's by far the best one. There's some people know something they're not letting on to. They can basically I went back. This is so good. I encourage you, if you're not reading the rest of these, I encourage you to try to pick this one up and read it. I'm not gonna spoil anything for you, but you can write down what they want, and it'll magically show up in a box, right? They're all captured by this alien. Think he's an alien, right? They know him their whole life. Well, they're getting low on supplies. Well, they realize if they make a list and put it on the porch, basically, as long as no one's looking, these boxes show up, right? But you can make a specific list if you put your name on it, and it'll come just to you with your little symbol on the box. Well, this girl, she's slipping into a depression. She's been requesting something she hasn't got yet. Someone else requests it for her. It shows up. He tries to give it to her, and then he reveals something in a pretty horrific fashion that he's learned. And then he also reveals something else somebody else knows. And the stuff he's been requesting, it's hilarious. I laughed out loud. It's so funny. And then I went back and looked at the picture of his room, and all that stuff is in there. Anyway, I can't encourage this enough, guys. House on the Lake is not slowing down. It just took a huge step forward, in my opinion. It's super good. I loved it. And man, I cannot wait for the next one. It's so good. Okay, go ahead with the Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad Anal 2021. First, the art in this is fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, it was really good.
Second, the dialogue in this is practically perfect. I love the dialogue in this.
Yeah.
And we get Superboy versus Superboy.
Yeah.
And we do find out who the real one is, and it's kind of sad when it happens. It's like, oh my God, that's heartbreaking. It just And Rick Flag, he may be up to something. We don't know.
He is up to something.
Yeah, squirrely. He's scheming. This was a fun and a fantastic read, just like Swamp Thing. This is one of the better DC series right now. Recommend. Love it.
I would say it's probably the top. It's probably tied with, I'm enjoying Fear State. You hate it. I like it. To me, Fear State and this, and then House on the Lake are tied for the top 3 DC books that are being published right now, by far. By far. Okay. Next one. Where are we at? Number 4?
Number 4.
I have what you just picked.
I got May's book, number 1.
God, I didn't get a chance to read that. Okay, so I'm just going to say what you said about Suicide Squad Annual 2021. Yeah, this is a huge step. You know, gone are the days, from DC anyway, when the annuals were just throwaway issues.
Yeah.
They were just total throwaway issues. Nothing happens in them. These annuals are just the opposite. You need to read all the annuals from DC Comics because major progressions in the story happen. And this is not a small one.
And this leads into the next issue of Suicide Squad.
Oh, yeah. And this one is by far the superior issue of Suicide Squad, in my opinion, because I thought Ambush Bug was annoying. I'm sure you're going to say how great he was here in a minute.
No idea what you're talking about.
But this was really, really good. You totally feel for Superboy and who Superboy is. It's really cool to see the real Superboy show up and to see he is a total badass.
Yes.
As he should be. And yeah, just Suicide Squad is super, super good. It has not disappointed since Future State. I have loved every single issue of Suicide Squad, except for the Ambush Bug one that came out this week. I
would say the only one I didn't care for was the one with when they brought in the Red X and he just took apart the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
I hated that. It just did not buy that for me.
Well, after this issue, that makes a little more sense now too. They kind of shed a little more light on that part too, which is kind of cool. So go ahead with your Maze book.
Maze book number 1. So this is a.
Did it amaze you?
Yes, it did. It's Totes Maze Balls.
I need to read it.
Written and illustrated by Jeff Lemire. So this is about a man who has lost his daughter, and over a decade ago, and he's shut himself off from the whole world. He's just gotten lost in his work and his daily routines. That's all he's doing now, just work, daily routines. However, early one morning, he gets a random phone call that may or may not be his daughter, and this leads him on a journey through a possible mysterious maze to find his daughter.
Oh man, I want to read it.
Maybe. I don't know. It's a very interesting mystery, and it has some good Hitchcock and David Lynch vibes coming from it. You know, it's really good. So strong recommend. Maze book number 1.
I like Hitchcock, not Lynch so much, but I'm totally going to read it. That sounds totally interesting to me. I missed 2 pretty good ones this week, it seems like. All right, number 3.
Number 3, The Trace.
Number 3.
Conan the Barbarian.
Okay, cool. I have Savage Avengers. What are we on 3?
Number 3.
Okay. I'm just taking notes so it's easier for me to put the video up. So yeah, Savage Avengers, I already talked about how great it is. I loved it. It's number 3 for me. It's so good. I love seeing the heroes get defeated. I love seeing the bad guys win. I can't wait to read the next one. You don't have to read a single issue of Savage Avengers from 1 to 23. If you pick this up, you'll be happy.
Yes, you will. Absolutely.
You even got to know who the bad guy is. Just he's a bad guy, right? It's so good. If you want to enhance, go back maybe 5 issues and read it, and there you go. Okay, Conan 300.
Yes, number 300. Holy shit! I think our reviews of the Chimerian series really made Marvel step up their game because this was damn good. Despite Dan Slott's drunk Conan story, this was despite his best efforts. This was
and that was the only story where Conan implied that he gets laid.
Yes,
in the drunk terrible story.
So we get 4 different stories of Conan kicking ass and taking names, and every one of them is just flipping awesome. Even the art in all 4 is awesome, but like I said, the Dan Slott portion with his artist Marcos Martin is the weakest part, story and art wise. But I don't want to spoil any of the stories. Just know this is pure Conan testosterone, blood and guts. Even though it's a little bit tamed down from the Chimerian because it's Marvel.
The second story with the horses was enjoyable for the art, and it was super violent. But still, to me, it was still not worthy enough. To me, this was a skip it for me. Okay. Was it a matter of skip? It was a skip it. Yeah, it wasn't worth the $5 to me. I just
4 different stories. The last one by Christopher Priest, aka James Owsley, is damn good because we get stories of Conan from different portions of his life, in this, and we get an even older Conan in this last story, which awesome.
Leads to King Conan.
Yes.
Yep. You liked it. I didn't. Whatever. Hey, make your own choice, I guess. Number 2.
Suicide Squad number 7.
So here's another one we hugely disagree on.
Yes.
Okay, Last Flight Out. To Drew's point, Drew had this as a skip it. Yes, or was it a meh?
It was a meh.
It was a meh. So Okay, yeah, we all got to get off the Earth. The Earth is ending. We got to leave the Earth. But there's a very human story going on here amidst a very non-human story. So basically, there's two sides of this. We reveal that we basically had to bully the world into building these gigantic arcs to leave. This is the third one leaving the Earth. There's only about 6 years left. There are, of course, the deniers that are staying and stuff. A little bit of tongue-in-cheek politicalness there, but it didn't bother me at all, because that would really happen in the real world. If the world was dying and there was science to show the world was dying and it would die in 6 years, there'd be tons of people that would say, "No, it's all a conspiracy." There would totally be those people.
Just watch this all gonna be in the comment section.
Yeah, there'd be all those people about it. Yeah. But anyway, the story's really good, and basically we had to, as a human race, not care about individual humans to get off the planet to save the race, but the Elon Musk billionaire, trillionaire guy in the story who it's centered around, he has to go rescue his daughter. So it's a very human story amidst a very non-personal human situation, which I think is interesting. I'm super excited to read the next one. I love the interaction between the military guys and I keep calling him Elon Musk guy, the Elon Musk guy, the scientist. Super cool. I'm super excited about this one. I loved it. I loved this story. It's my number 2. That's how much I enjoyed it. It was very fresh to me, and I'm excited to read it. Go ahead.
Suicide Squad number 7. So be sure to read this after the 2021 annal, because the Superboy reveal is in that, and you don't want to get spoiled reading this before that.
Yeah. You'll be like, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And so Ambush Bug, we get the long-awaited return of Ambush Bug. In case you don't know, he's a teleporter who can break the fourth wall and has a great sense of humor. So think a funny version of Deadpool. And so the squad literally goes to hell in this issue to get the Rock of Eternity. And we're told later why by Ambush Bug, because he read the future solicitations.
Yeah, that was kind of that was my laugh out loud.
Yes.
He's like, it could be because we're going to space. He's like, how do you know that? He's like, because I read, I pre-order all my comics and I read the solicitations for the next 2 issues. It says a little asterisk, as everyone should. I was like, that's awesome. That was a laugh out loud.
It's good. It's true. It's so true.
That was good. Yeah.
So as the team gets near the Rock and Superboy and Bloodsport start challenging each other, we come across a mysterious new group that Waller may have done business with before.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a first appearance. It's a key.
Yeah.
It's a key.
Yeah.
And once again, this was a very, very fun read. Yeah, I looked them up. It's a first appearance.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a key.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I've kind of it probably is a key. DC keys. Oh man, I'm almost checked out of DC keys anymore.
Whoa.
I just, there's so many of them. Every week there's 2 more keys of DC Comics.
Especially with Tynan's introducing a new character like in every comic.
Almost, yeah.
So once again, very fun read, terrific art. Can't go wrong with this either, with the Suicide Squad or Swamp Thing this week. So recommend.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, speaking of, number 1 pick coming up. All right, number 1. I can only imagine what your number 1 is.
The Me You Love in the Dark. I'm kidding. No, Swamp Thing.
All right, so go and rave about Swamp Thing.
Actually, go ahead and talk about Defenders.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did kind of talk about it already. Yeah. It was your number 9 or something, I think. It's just, it's such a fresh take in the Marvel universe. We get to see characters that aren't really used, if at all. Harpy, Doctor Strange, Silver Surfer, the Masked Raider from the Cloud.
Yeah, Marvel 1000.
Yeah, Marvel 1000 Masked Raider shows up with the Infinity Mask. That's actually a part of Eternity. Like, holy crap! They're these super powerful beings. Anyway, where they go to, it's what would you say it was 2 universes before this universe?
It's like the sixth timeline of the universe.
There you go. Yeah, of the universe.
Yeah,
which is
we're currently on the 8th in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, which is super interesting. So we get to see Baby Galactus, Baby Galen, and you get to see Galactus's mom. And there is one weird little scene between her and Doctor Strange. Just ignore it. But the rest of it is just amazing. The fight between Silver Surfer and the 6th World's Galactus's Herald is interesting. I don't know who this Herald is. I don't know where he came from. I don't know who this character is, but I want to know more about him and his origin. The cube they have, their version of the Cosmic Cube, was really kind of interesting. I love this series so far. It's my favorite series from Marvel right now. Is the Defenders. We're only in issue 2. Loved it 100%. Okay, go for it. Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing number 7. I had to take this out of the bag on board because this cover, it's hard to really show how awesome this cover is.
Glariness going on there. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just love that Austin Matina cover. It's beautiful. So once again, the art by Mike Perkins in this is just flipping beautiful. I love it. His art still to this day is fantastic. And
it's pretty good.
Yeah. And things aren't going well for Peacemaker and his Suicide Squad. They're either getting mangled or they're off on their own. And we also learn more about the Green and their avatars, mainly how and why it works to be the Swamp Thing avatar of the Green. Pain and guilt are required or anything else. And Levi, the new Swamp Thing, he has a lot of it, you know, mostly from selling out his family, his own people, in Kaziranga, the jungle in India, for his company he works for to exploit. And for the land, you know, and that led to the death of his father and brother. So he's got a lot of guilt from that because he chose his, you know, business over family. And he's given a chance at the very end of this to give it all up in this issue. You know, he can give up being Swamp Thing, give it all up of that pain and grief, give it all up. Does he take it? I don't know. You got to read to find out. I love this, and in my opinion, this is the best series by DC Comics right now. It is fantastic, art and story-wise.
If you're a Swamp Thing fan, probably. If you're not a Swamp Thing fan, then it's probably going to be a skip it for you. Like, it's pretty much become a skip it for me because I'm forcing myself to read Swamp Thing every week because I just can never get into Swamp Thing. I just kind of feel like there's always something with the Green, and then this with the Green, and that with the Green, and I'm just kind of not. Again, I'm not a Swamp Thing guy. I do like the Alan Moore stuff, and I feel like they're always kind of chasing the Alan Moore.
Well, and it's kind of the same thing, but it's a new twist on it where we have the new Swamp Thing, the new Levi. It's given an Indian twist, so we're given, you know, an Indian point of view, you know, how the Indian, the jungle of Kaziranga is being exploited, you know, and the people in India. So it's like, okay, this is a unique twist on that. So instead of the American, you know, landscape, we're getting the Indian landscape. Yeah.
Again, it's just hard for me to stay connected to it. You know, I mean, again, there's two separate things. Like I said, if you are a Swamp Thing fan, you'll probably love it because I've heard many people rave about how good Swamp Thing is, especially this series going. So issue 7 of 12, I think it is. Yeah, 7. Yeah. So I'll keep reading it. I'm curious to see how it ends. It's just hard for me to be interested in it. So I think that's it. That's number 1. So guys, 32 minutes. All right, we're about 30 minutes. So to win all of my picks, to win the picks, you have to like the video, comment your like number, and get in those comments, guys, and tell me what you want to read. What are you surprised about? What are you excited about? Do you think I'm an idiot? Is Drew an idiot? Tell us we're both idiots. I don't care. We love it. We love reading the comments. We get to engage with you guys. It's awesome. And I think that's it for this week, man.
Like number. Tell us what you said at the very beginning of the video.
Yeah. Like number. Okay, yeah. So many comments. You guys are not commenting your like number. So when we do the giveaway videos, we can't give you anything because you're not commenting your like number. So don't forget to comment your like number. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Buy what you like. Collect what you want. Don't listen to the haters. Comics are your choice. Don't listen to everybody else. If they tell you what you want is stupid, don't listen to them because they're stupid. It's an individual thing. Buy what you like. Screw those other guys. Have a great night.